If I was a politician, I would cheat too. Here's why. It's not a secret that most of the time politicians get elected for promises that they never fulfill. But guess what? I would do the same, and you might too. When we talk about politicians, we usually imagine a certain type of personality. Of course, not every politician is the same, but modern politics often seem to reward particular traits: confidence, ambition, quick thinking, great hair, making the debate against their opposition in a COD lobby. In that sense, the successful politician is not simply someone with ideas, but someone who knows how to persuade public opinion. They must often be cunning, almost like a little fox. This does not necessarily mean that every politician is dishonest, but it suggests that politics tend to attract and reward people who are not that great people. Let's take in the fact that if a politician isn't elected, then he isn't making any money usually. So it's either you get in and get a couple K or you get nothing. To put this in better perspective, imagine yourself when you go to a job interview, when there isn't crazy money on the line, when you write a CV, do you write it 100% truthfully, or maybe you exaggerate a few things and then come into an interview and put on a mask? At least most of the people do whatever it takes to get the job, a basic job. Imagine what people would do for a prestige job. When you get in, do you seriously, passionately care about the company to the point that you are going to put all of your soul and effort into it? Not really. I mean, will you gain something from it? I don't know, a raise for being crazy sweat? Is it worth it? I mean, let's not even talk about the raise. If you do designate a job that was given to you and you do it in 6 hours and not in 8 hours, they will give you even extra tasks to, so you could have something to do for the 2 hours. Make it make sense. Doing bare minimum sometimes is the play because you get penalized for being efficient. Why am I even mentioning this? What is the point? Because let me remind you that politician is a job. Some might say, no, it's patriotic. They are making your country great again. You can make your country better, or really, so you can come and make it better the way you want it. Let's see. So usually there are like 3 sides that you can join as a politician. This is just an example. You can be a liberal dude, democratic dude, or Republican, or some else bad form. But the real idea is that you have to join in a already existing idea, a train that is already going. You can come and say, all of these models are very bad. Let's better do this. I mean, you can, but good luck with that. You need to finance the situation. You need the contacts. I mean, if you have them, go do it. But most of the time, it's very hard, to get a couple mil. And at this point, when you join a party that you yourself haven't made, to some extent, you already put on a mask. You might like the idea of the specific party, but do you really care about the environment to the point that you are willing to give up your car when meanwhile the factory across the street is making you breathe 4 grams of lead every second? Anyways, little side note. So you put on this mask. Now your party has to get in. You make the deal with some millionaire and they sponsor you just because, they are good people and they don't expect anything in return. I have their money now. And if I don't get in, these people won't get anything back. But more importantly, I won't get anything because you basically get a salary if you get in. Do you really think that in these circumstances you will be really truthful? Doesn't this resemble something like a big ass job interview? But on the line is that you won't be able to get another interview in 3 years and you will be basically going and taking a loan from someone just to commercialize you. Yeah, politicians don't have any reason to do everything they can to get in, right? Okay, they finally got in, right? Now I can be real patriot, make this country better for everyone here. Wait, why would I do that? Why would I care about every person in this country? Half of these people are against me. They hate me because they want the other guy to get elected. I mean, they are kind of my enemy. The second half that elected me, well, they elected me for the mask that I wore because I just wanted to get in. So I just tricked them, used them. I don't care about them. I don't agree on their ideas. And what is the small portion that actually are agreeing with me? Well, what's up with them? Should I do everything in their best interests? I mean, okay, I got elected by them, but who are they to me for me to care about them? I mean, okay, let's say I care about these 20% of population. I have to force work in the interest of the dudes that gave me the generous loans for no reason. I definitely don't have to make some changes so they get the money back and a little more. I don't have to work in their interests, right? There's no way. Okay, that is established. Now I have to do things for my actual supporters after doing something for the donators for like 1.5 years. Okay, now what happens? I have 1.5 years to make actual real changes. So if I actually care about the country, and guess what? No matter what I do in these 1.5 years, the next person that will come will cancel most of the projects that I have made. So there will be no real long term change that will stay and I will be able to make, that will just be there and stay. As we can see with Trump, he has canceled most of the projects that were set in place from the previous presidents. As Dostoevsky said, if God didn't exist, everything would be allowed. So if I wasn't religious, I would probably cheat because I would be a person that is sneaky because that is what politics rewards these days. I would cheat because if I don't make it, I get no money and I am in debt to the donators. And this is like an Eddie job. I put on a mask to get in, and no matter what I do, mostly there will be no long term changes with my efforts because the next guy will cancel everything. You can make an argument against my understanding of donations to politician campaigns or some other small detail, but the point still stands. The system is made for politicians to cheat.